What is up, my fellow mobile gamers? In today's video we are going over the 4 new heroes in the chaotic faction, along with a brand new exclusive coupon code, and we are talking about the ancient summoning event happening this weekend. Like and subscribe for more amazing mobile content. This ancient summoning event is happening on Saturday. If you go ahead and you check in your events page, you will see it starts on Saturday. We will have a special banner for that. The drop rates for all of the Lord heroes will be increased by 10 times. You're also going to need those ancient summoning crystals as well to go ahead and pull from that banner. We are going to be showing off the 4 new heroes that you can get exclusively through that Lord's banner. And we are on the official test server to show this off. I have them completely maxed out. We're going to go through their skills. We're going to go through their starting attributes, as well as jump into some gameplay so you can see them in full action. But first, I'm going to go ahead and throw up my special creator code coupon. This will go ahead and get you 100 gems. Go ahead and type this into your coupon code area, still alive, no GG at the end, just still alive, and you will get 100 free gems. This is good for the first 1,000 people to go ahead and enter it, so it is limited. After 1,000 people use that code, it will no longer be usable. The code will also expire January 1st, 2024. All right, so let's go over our first new hero. 2 of these 4 new heroes are lords as well. The first one we got is Lugaru. I don't know how to say this guy's name. The Wolf King. So he is a chaotic and nightmare faction. This guy is by far, I would say, the best out of the 4 new heroes we're getting. This is going to be like the big chase hero that you really want to get. If you can get this guy, you are set. So I have him maxed out, and his base attack is over 6,000. Throwing on some really strong gear, you'll see 16,000 plus the base 6,000. We're over 22,000 attack power. This guy is an absolute monster. Let me tell you, it is scary how strong this character is. His attack interval is not too bad. It starts off at 2.6 seconds, and with the gear we threw on him, we dropped it down to 2.3. Now let's go ahead and take a look at the skills. First skill, his basic attack is a physical attack damage. It's a percentage damage to one enemy with a chance to inflict bleed upon the target. This is a hero that's going to take full advantage of putting bleed on the opponent that it's attacking. So a very good for single target damage, taking down stuff like the guild boss or any bosses that have lots of health. Pairing this hero up with Salazar is a devastating combo. Our first passive, we have Thirst for Blood. Every percent of max HP that we lose, we increase our attack speed by 3 up to 240. Now I do have these maxed out, so the base stats will look slightly different. The main focus behind this new faction is that they want to lose health to go ahead and gain attack benefits. Our next passive ability we have is Feral Fury. When deployed, deducts a percentage of the hero's current HP immediately and increases a percentage of attack permanently. Increases attack 1 time every 20 seconds after that, up to a percentage. So instantly you're going to get a huge reduction in your hero's current HP, and then you're just going to have this crazy amount of burst damage. So if we take a look at our final one, we have Arena Damage Increase. This is just a blanket extra passive that we have, and he just does extra damage when they are put in the arena, 15%. Hey, really good for just ranking up to that overlord rank in the arena. Taking a look at the special talent, Lethal Strike. Every 12 seconds, hero consumes a percentage of the current HP to trigger a Lethal Strike 1 time, which deals a huge amount of damage. And when the HP is below 50%, the damage is increased by 60. So you'll see the lower the HP, the more insane the damage output is. And finally, we have the ultimate ability. We have Animosity. 700 rage is required. Reduces the cooldown of Lethal Strike by an amount of time. For this instance, it's 9 seconds. Additionally, Lethal Strike ignores a percentage of defense of targets inflicted with bleed, and this effect lasts for 20 seconds. And you can see how pairing this hero up with someone like Salazar, who also does bleed, and puts that bleed effect on the opponent, you're going to ignore a lot of their defense. Next one we have is, I don't know how to say this name either, Ghan, Ghan. Very strong defensive powers. We're gonna go ahead, take a look at the base stats. We'll see that we got 28,000 stout HP, very low attack because again, it is a tank. Basic attack does AoE physical damage, attacks up to 3 enemies in a range, dealing a percentage damage to each enemy. Then we have our first passive ability, Frantic Retribution. Taking damage has a chance to attack up to 10 enemies ahead, dealing a 500% AoE damage. That is a lot of AoE damage. Our next one is Insensibility Passive. Triggers when the HP drops below that 30% threshold, and if the hero takes damage below 35% max HP, the damage will be reduced to 10. This effect lasts for 15 seconds, cooldown is 90 seconds. So you pretty much become almost like a super tank, and all the damage is just pretty much almost nothing. Definitely a really strong hero that you can use for Gear Raid 2 when you're dealing with that golem that has all those crazy effects on like stage 19, like those higher stages for Gear Raid 2. Also the artifact material raids as well. This hero is very useful for that. Our other passive we have is just Arena Cost Reduced. Reduces the hero's costing in the arena by 5. I have these special passives that have to do with the arena game mode. Reducing it by 5, if we take a look, his initial cost is 19, so reducing it by 5 means it's a 14 tank legendary drop in arena. That is pretty strong. For our ultimate ability, we have Battle Cry. Increases block by 3, so you can block a lot of enemies. Grants physical damage reduction, magical damage reduction to all allies in range. You're buffing all of the heroes around you. And then our Lord skill we have increases the faction allies' basic attributes by 15%, increases the faction allies' damage based on their lost HP up to 60 at 30% HP, and then all faction allies gain 20% attack and defense bonus when their HP is below 30%. I cannot wait to show these characters off in the guild boss. Next one we have is a mage. Now this guy's actually kind of different because he doesn't like do a lot of crazy damage, but he has some very interesting skills. This is another hero that I want aside from Lugaru. I definitely think this is going to be another one that people are initially going to think isn't that great, but it's a very strong supporting mage. Taking a look at the base stats really quick, 8,000 HP, 3,000, pretty low attack and also very low defense as well. First skills we got are attack, magic attack, basic attack, and it only hits 1 enemy. Passive ability, during the Sanguine Rite, when any ally in range receives damage, there's a chance to deal AoE damage to their nearby enemies and inflict vulnerability, magic, and physical damage at the same time. So you pretty much just get random AoE damage on these enemies that are attacking your allies that are nearby. I think this is such a cool skill and I can't wait to see it in action. There's going to be a lot of cool things that you can do with this. The next one we have is First Infusion, another passive. If an ally's HP drops below a percentage due to the HP deduction of Sanguine Rite, they will gain damage increase, and you see the damage increases plus 50%. So what this hero does is it actually goes ahead and it kind of reduces the health of the other heroes in the chaotic faction, so that way they can get that big bonus of like attack damage. Taking a look at our special arena passive, this gives us a cost reduction by 4. So if we take a look at the cost, its initial base cost is 14. So with that in the arena, this is only going to be a 10 drop cost. Taking a look at the ultimate, the Sanguine Rite deducts a percentage of the current HP of allies in range. So this goes ahead and drains our friendly units' HP to go ahead and buff their attack and other things like that. Starts a ritual, it lasts 10 seconds. All allies in range with attack speed increase and deducts a percentage of their current HP every 2 seconds. So you're getting that balance of taking down your HP but buffing the attack, which is the whole theme of this chaotic faction. Taking a look at the special talent, basic attacks apply a slow, and it gains attack speed increase when attacking enemies inflicted with slow. Really fun hero to use that has some awesome buffs. And the last hero we got to look at is Vladov. We got this one is an epic. So this one will be slightly easier to get than those 3 legendaries. This one is also an epic lord, so we're going to get that lord bonus as well. Taking a look at the quick base stats, we have 15,000 HP, 3,000 attack. Skills, we have attack, continuous physical attack, basic attack, deals a percentage of damage to one enemy 2 times with each attack. As you level this up, it increases the damage. And then once you do awaken this, basic attacks have a chance to apply bleed. So again, another amazing hero that you can kind of pair up with that other one. They can do some devastating damage together. Next one we have is our passive, Laceration. We have a 25% chance triggered by attacks, deals a percentage of AoE damage to up to 5 targets in the front semicircle area and applies bleed effect on them. As you level this up, you'll see the trigger chance increases as well as the damage. Then for our arena passive, we have reduces the hero's cost in the arena by 5. Taking a look at that, in the arena, it will become a cost 13 epic melee fighter. So very, very useful to get out these heroes quickly in the arena, so that way you can do damage a lot faster than your opponents. For our ultimate skill, Savagery, when triggered, converts a percentage of the max HP into attack and loses a percentage of current HP per second. Eliminating a target recovers a percentage of your HP, and the skill lasts for 20 seconds. You lose health to do more damage, and then as you destroy the enemies, you heal back up. So it's a vicious cycle that goes on and triggers. For our Lord skill, you'll see it increases the faction's basic attributes by 10%, while the legendary increases it by 15%. And then the other one is increases the faction allies' damage based on their lost HP 40%, while the legendaries increases it up to 60 based on 30% HP. And also the legendary does give you that extra attack and defense bonus. We only really have 2 main damage dealers, which are these 2 fighters. The mage doesn't do like a crazy amount of damage. The tank is obviously a tank, just there to do tanky things. We're really only going to see a lot of the damage from these 2 heroes. But I just wanted to kind of get some gameplay off and show all 4 of them in action. We'll also do like an artifact run. An artifact run might be like a better demonstration of them, because you'll see like the tank in action against Salazar along with the other heroes in the supporting roles doing their thing. So we'll do one of those after this guild boss. I'm going to just save the ultimates for the shield just to make sure we crack that shield. So far, it looks like we're healing up pretty well. We're doing some decent amount of damage. We're at 266, 275. We're kind of scaling up pretty well. All right, now we'll go ahead. I'm just going to use all of these now just to make sure. All right, there we go. We are destroying the shield. Wow, big chunks. You'll see with the ultimates. Wow, we are flying now that we have our ultimates going and we have pretty low HP. It's kind of tough because like, you need a healer for them, right? But at the same time, you don't want to heal them up too much. So it's a bit tricky, but you definitely see like a huge spike in their damage once their HP is really low. The problem is like if you don't use a healer at all, they typically aren't going to like survive like long enough for something like a guild boss. So you definitely like need just naturally a healer to do something like guild boss. We'll go ahead, we'll save the ultimates up again until we get to that shielding area. So far we are at what, 1,000, a little bit over 1,000 dragon blood. Pretty good. I'm interested to see the damage output at the end, so I will go ahead and I'll show that off at the end because I know a lot of people will be interested to see that. I'm holding off on using Elowen's ultimate because I kind of want their HP to be low. You know, I just want to make sure they just don't get destroyed, but I want it to be relatively kind of low. All right, here goes the shield. We'll go ahead, we'll just pop these ultimates now. And we'll see how this bar, look at the shield. Wow, like see that? That was a huge chunk right there. The shield went from like over here, I mean, almost one-shotting that shield just went down crazy amounts. Now, I know it is only Nightmare 2, but we could go into Nightmare 3 and try this as well. But still, I think like they're doing fairly well for just like, what is this, like a 4-man team really putting damage out, right? I mean, not even. And that is it. All right, let's take a look at these results and see the damage output. 3,745 dragon blood, pretty good, not bad. For only what? We only had a couple heroes really doing. Let's take a look at the stats. Oh my gosh. I told you this guy was insane, and the numbers don't lie. Over 20 million damage. I mean, he pretty much did everything. That is honestly sick. Holy moly. The second one did pretty decent at 6 million, but I mean, that is such a drastic difference. And they're all maxed out too. They all have maxed out gear. They all have maxed out skills, maxed out promotions, maxed out awakening. 2 melee fighters. I'll throw a healer in. We'll use Eloin. And then I'll just throw in some random extra damage dealers to just kind of put on the side. So I'll just throw these ones in there. And then let's start. I just want to show off like the tanking power and the melee fighters just like on the edges doing extra damage to the boss. We'll drop Elo in here for the healing. And we're going to wait until Salazar gets like really deep. So that way we can go ahead and make sure we get that extra damage off right there. So once he gets right there, we'll go here. And then we'll drop the legendary fighter there. And he also has some pretty good range. You see he's got that crazy range. And he's putting out damage. We're already at 98%. Let's activate his ultimate. We just do some crazy amounts of damage right now. Whack! Wow! 44,000 damage! Holy moly! Is that... Oh my... 74,000 damage! This guy, he's... What the heck? That is insane! We'll activate that. That is crazy. You see these numbers? 93,000. Wow, use that ultimate ability really quick. Let's drop her there for some extra damage. Jesus, he's putting out almost 100k damage on his ult? That's sick, man. That is honestly, that is crazy sick. Oh my god, 109,000 damage right there. All right, our ultimate's starting to destroy people, but you see he's still alive. The tank is still alive as well. I'll go ahead, I'll drop Valkyrie there, but these two survived. The weaker one got destroyed, and Zillitu also got destroyed, unfortunately, but these two, they are standing strong. The slimes are starting to come in, so it's going to be kind of crazy, but you kind of get the idea of how ridiculous these new heroes are, specifically the tank and the legendary melee fighter. And that is it. I hope you guys and girls enjoyed the video. Stay happy, stay safe, and I'll see y'all later. Peace!